find a deer leg? Let me see it. Come here. You found a leg. Come here. Bring it here. Good. The ultimate deer leg finder. Here you go. There you go. Let's go. Finn. He's probably chewing on that leg. That dog has an amazing ability to find deer legs, mule deer legs. I don't know. There you are. What are you doing? Come here. You're gonna pull this sled back. I know you're learning. Want some of that chicken jerky? Let's do it. So the sled I have isn't anything elaborate or crazy. It's literally just an old ice fishing sled. I'm in the process of building a traditional snow sled for an adventure Finn and I are going to go on. We're going to spend about 5-6 days traversing this one mountain range in February with essentially anything him and I can carry in this sled. Today is more of getting him accustomed and a little bit more trained up on what I actually, pack in this sled. Every sled that I've ever dragged, every sled that I've ever used, I always carry a pair of snowshoes because you can find nice, clear, open areas where you can walk and you're not post-holing, but as soon as you start post-holing and you're dragging a sled, it becomes an entirely different game. I always like to cover the top of my sled with some sort of caribou hide. It just prevents any sort of snow and real moisture building up on there. It's real easy to brush off and it just gives everything on the inside a little bit more protection. So the sled didn't come like this. I modified all of these loops along the side and then did a little trace through for just securing gear. Whether you come across dry wood, you can just stick it up underneath there to burn later. This is really just to store stuff on the top, like my snowshoes that I would need immediately. Caribou hide, it's a great thing to throw down on the ground, sit on top of it, keep your butt dry. More importantly, Finn can get on it if his paws get a little bit cold. Keeps everything that's in the actual sled pretty dry. What I would consider one of just a training sled or really just going out for a day trip or maybe 2 days. Son of a gun, he's coming back with another deer leg. 1, 2. Yes, you can have him. In the matter of the 15 minutes we've been sitting here, he has gone out and found 2 deer legs. Here. He found one earlier, he left it. Now he's got 2 more. I'll show you what I carry on the inside. With this, if I'm stopping for the day or 15, 20 minutes, whatever the case may be, I just unlace it. The reason being, anytime you're packing a sled and you're gonna get into it, you're gonna repack it, probably very likely the same as you packed it originally, but it's good to kind of get things adjusted, whether you're taking in water or you're situating gear that could have been just a little bit balanced improperly. I leave this last strap right here connected. In the snow, you can lose things real easy. You drop something, you start laying stuff down, and next thing you know, it's packed up underneath the snow. So just throw that in the back. Let's pop the caribou hide off. Oh, well, that's better for the knees. So I always carry a nice wool patoo. This is going to keep me warm and dry, especially if we decide to stay the night. We just got a nice warm layer to wrap up in, along with sitting on a caribou hide, tucking up underneath some trees or finding some sort of rock shelter. The white wool patoo, that's pretty standard anytime I'm heading out. Always carry an extra warming layer. This is just a wool sweater. I have your standard kind of like avalanche shovel, easy dig out shovel, and instead of crafting one quickly, it's just easier to carry a little aluminum one. It's not the most, primitive, but sometimes I keep it simple. Poncho, my alpaca poncho. It's just another warming layer. Why not? Why not have some luxuries? A little folding saw. It's just easy to process some wood. A little camp hatchet. Stone blade. Standard stone blade that you could use for just processing about anything. Finn's water dish. And just a little Cusca for me to boil up water in my pot. Have some hot tea. In here is tinder and my bow drill kit with my bow sitting over there. Inside of this little guy, this is just some basic flint knapping tools. Just, you know, a hand pad, and then a couple different antler tine sizes that I can use to address my knife, address my blade. I have a hat right there. Underneath here is just some more tan hides, some buckskins that, you know, could come in handy if I got to build some pads for Finn's feet if he's getting a little, you know, cold in the paws. It's really just another way to create a layer between myself and the snow, along with the caribou hide, this guy, that patoo. I mean, there's no issues when it comes to staying dry and staying warm. Finn's treats, he likes chicken jerky. Here you go, bud. Got to keep him energized. There's quite a few more in there in the morning. I've been breaking into them. Got a spoon. In this pot is kind of my entire kitchen pot. Plenty of jerky on the inside. As always, my rock salt. And then some rice. Some rice in a jar. I always like to do a little rice and jerky boil. Boil up some snow, shred up your jerky, include your rice. Let that boil, pull out all the fats, the minerals, the salts, all that sort of good stuff. Keep it in your pot, add your rice, and you've got a good meal. Season it with some salt, you are good to go. All right, let's pack it up. All right, so to pack a sled, especially this type of sled, or I recommend any sort of snow sled, the things you want dry, you don't want to put up in the front, because as this sled barrels through the snow, sometimes this can get kind of covered with snow and it can kind of lay up in that front. So I like to put a lot of my things that don't need to stay dry up in the front portion, and things in the back that I want to stay dry in the back portion of the sled. I use my patoo as my covering. I'm going to take all of my cloth materials and I'm going to throw them in the back portion of my sled. Then I like to put things that are somewhat weighted in the middle. Something like some of the stone tools and implements, flint knapping kit. So you've got it all laid out and you feel good about it. I put my first layer of protection over the top. So it's my protection as well as resource protection. So I just kind of take it, kind of tuck it in, tuck down all my sides. Oh, forgot my shovel. We'll put this guy right over the top. If I need it, I got the handle. I can just pull it out. All right. Last but not least, I'll throw that caribou hide up there. Just kind of fold it to sit right up on top. Back loop and strap here. Got to put that guy over because I'm going to start my zigzag the whole way across. That looks good. Tuck it down and in. Take my lashing, going from this back corner to here. Pull it through. This one's going to go to here. Just like you're tying up a shoe. And this one will connect to the front loop. Crazy. Take these guys. Back everything up and under.